These civilians in Syria have fled the bombardment by the Russian-backed Syrian government forces against the rebels in the northwest province of Idlib. They now are seeking safety in eastern Syria's towns that were part of the Islamic State's self-proclaimed caliphate just a few years ago. Thousands of men, women and children can be seen arriving in the town of Manbij in the northeast of Aleppo governorate under the control of US-backed Kurdish forces. Manbij is still recovering from the war to remove the Islamic State, but civilians say they can at least find shelter here.
They welcomed us here, gave us blankets and food. The situation in the camp is bad, especially when it comes to heating. But we're safe here, and no one bothered us whatsoever.
Idlib has come under intensifying attacks since December, when the Syrian regime and its allied militias, supported by Russian airstrikes, began an operation to seize the remaining territory under rebels and Islamic groups. The United Nations estimates nearly 1 million people have been displaced by the war.
It's a scorched earth policy in Idlib. Russians, the Syrian regime, and Iranians are all attacking Idlib. What did we do to them? The people of Idlib are good people. Why are they burning our lands?
As fleeing civilians continue to arrive to Manbij, local authorities and activists in the town are welcoming them and providing aid to the displaced. However, harsh weather conditions and freezing temperatures are adding to the refugees' ordeal. Earlier this month, the commander of the Syrian Democratic Forces, Mazloum Abdi, said thousands of people already had arrived in their areas and more were expected in the coming weeks. The US-backed forces say they are preparing shelters to accommodate the new arrivals.
We just prepared 30 tents, and we are building a new camp almost 37 kilometers from Manbij to take in more refugees coming from Idlib. As there are no empty spaces left in this camp, we already are planning to set up 300 tents in a new camp.
The fighting in Idlib is being called one of the worst crises of the 9-year war in Syria. The United Nations is warning against a horrifying new level of civilian suffering if the violence in Idlib continues. For Zana, Omer in Manbij, Syria, this is Nisan Ahmedo, VOA News, Washington.